Before commenting, I'd appreciate it if you watched the full video. Everything said here is just my own thinking and curiosity, not an attack on any belief or group. I'm not trying to spread hate, just ideas. Does God exist? Look up at the night sky. Really look. Billions of stars. Galaxies drifting like spilled salt across black velvet. Every point of light burning for millions or billions of years. Obeying rules no one voted for. Gravity never takes a day off. Light never forgets its speed. Time only moves forward. And at some point, a species that used to hunt with rocks started asking a dangerous question.
Who created all of this?
That question became God, or gods, or spirits, or forces, or energies, or karma, or destiny. Every civilization, without talking to each other, independently invented something beyond itself. That alone is strange. Either humanity collectively hallucinated, or we sensed something real but couldn't fully describe it. So let's slow down and examine this properly. No shouting, no blind faith, no arrogant dismissal, just logic, science, philosophy, and honesty. Part 1. The Case Against God. Let's start with skepticism. Because skepticism is healthy, science explains a lot. Lightning was once a god's anger. Now it's electricity. Disease was punishment. Now it's bacteria. The earth was the center of everything. Turns out, it's just another rock with confidence issues. So one argument goes like this. As knowledge increases, God retreats. And there's a powerful question skeptics ask. If God exists, why is there suffering? Children get cancer. Earthquakes don't check morality before striking. Good people suffer. Bad people thrive. If a deity is all-powerful and all-good, this looks like terrible management. Then there's evolution. Life doesn't look designed. It looks patched together. The human eye is impressive, yes, but it's wired backward. Our spine still thinks we walk on 4 legs. Wisdom teeth are useless souvenirs. This feels less like intelligent design and more like trial and error. And finally, the strongest skeptical weapon. There is no direct, testable evidence of God. No experiment you can repeat. No equation where God pops out as a solution. Science doesn't need God to work. The universe runs just fine without invoking a divine variable. So maybe God is just a psychological comfort blanket. A story we tell ourselves so chaos feels meaningful and death feels less final. A coping mechanism. That's the case against God. And it's strong, but it's not complete. Part 2. The Case for God. Now let's switch lenses. Science explains how things work, but it's strangely silent about why anything exists at all. Why is there something instead of nothing? Not empty space, not darkness, nothing. From that came everything. Physics gives us the Big Bang. But even the Big Bang doesn't answer the deeper question. Why do the laws of physics exist in the first place? Why does math describe reality so perfectly? Why does the universe follow rules instead of chaos? Why are the constants of nature so precisely tuned that a tiny change would make life impossible? This is called the fine-tuning problem. One explanation is chance. Another is the multiverse. Infinite universes, infinite dice rolls. We just got lucky. But here's the catch. The multiverse itself has no evidence yet. It's also a belief, just dressed in scientific language. Then there's consciousness. You are not just atoms. Atoms don't experience sadness, hope, guilt, or love. Neurons fire, yes, but no brain scan has ever found the color red, the taste of mango, or the feeling of being watched at night. Subjective experience exists, and science still doesn't know why. And morality. Across cultures, humans instinctively understand that some things are wrong. Not inconvenient, not illegal, wrong. Torturing children isn't just disliked, it's evil. Where does that moral law come from? Evolution explains cooperation, not moral obligation. Nature doesn't care about fairness. The universe doesn't punish cruelty. Yet we do. It's as if morality points beyond survival. Part 3. The Middle Ground. Here's where the debate usually collapses into shouting. But here's the truth. Rejecting religion does not automatically reject God. Religion is a human system. God, if real, is not required to match human paperwork. Most arguments against God are actually arguments against a specific image of God. A bearded man in the sky, a micromanaging referee, a cosmic dictator. But what if God is not a person? What if God is closer to the source of existence, the reason laws exist, the ground of consciousness, the reason why exists at all? Not a character in the universe, but the reason the universe exists. At that point, science and God stop being enemies. They become different tools answering different questions. Science answers how. God answers why. Part 4. Does God exist? Now comes the honest answer. There is no proof that forces belief in God, and there is no proof that eliminates God. Anyone claiming absolute certainty is lying to themselves. So here's the conclusion, carefully stated. If by God you mean a human-like figure who controls every event, intervenes selectively, and runs reality like a government office, there is no solid evidence for that. But if by God you mean a foundational reality behind existence, intelligence behind order, or a source beyond space and time, then denying that becomes just as unprovable as believing it. In other words, God is not proven, God is not disproven. What exists instead is a mystery, and mystery is not weakness, it's honesty. Final thought, maybe the universe doesn't prove that God exists, and maybe it doesn't prove that nothing exists either. What we're left with is uncertainty, and that uncertainty is uncomfortable, but it's also honest. Science explains how things work. Belief tries to explain why, and somewhere between the two is where most of us actually live. Not knowing, wondering, and still looking up at the sky